if you are a runner, then I am sure this video is going to interest you, because it's actually going about a problem that every runner has experienced at least once in their life, and a lot of runners are experiencing it like frequently. That's also why I'm making this video, because I got a request from a couple of people actually to share some information about this and also my personal experiences. So yeah, this video is going to be about going to the toilet when you have to run. So what do you do when you need to poo when you're on a run? So welcome in the video how to poo when to run. I know this is a subject that a lot of people feel a little bit awkward about, but honestly it is first of all super normal, and also it is really important, because if your poo isn't right, or if you don't have to go frequently, or you're like having troubles when you're running, this can actually cause real harm to your overall health. So that's also why I find it super important to talk about it. And yeah, if I can guys help you, if you have to go frequently during your runs and stuff, then I am more happy to do so. Before I'm going to share all the knowledge, the tips, the tricks, and my personal experiences, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to receive more tips and tricks, to also follow me along my own trail adventures, and to also get more of an insight into my training. Okay, let's talk a little bit more, first of all, why runners need to poo. So when you are running, you actually your body is just all around, and this can stimulate your digestive system. So by other means that you have to go to the toilet. Then also, if you combine this factor with also having healthy eating habits, such as eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, which contain a lot of fiber, then actually, yeah, you have a surplus, let's say. So you already have to go to the toilet more easily. Then to add a third reason to this is that when you are running, you also will increase your blood flow, and this blood flow will on itself again stimulate the bowel movements. So yeah, you already have 3 reasons why those bowel movements already are increased because of running, or when you're running. So yeah, it is therefore really normal that sometimes you literally have to sprint towards the toilet, or that during a run you might even have to stop. Obviously this is not super comfortable, especially if you're doing a race and you want to go for a PB. Then yeah, most of the time it's already impossible to first of all continue or to get your PB. But also if you're just doing a long run, or you're running in a city or stuff, this can also really become a problem. I personally had a lot of problems with it in the beginning, and it even got to the point that I was honestly considering just stop running, because I had so many cramps, and literally every time when I was running, or I only could do a short run because I had to go to the toilet immediately afterwards, or yeah, I just had to stop because I couldn't anymore. And obviously my goal is to make as many runners as happy as possible during their runs. So that's also why I'm going to share with you my tips on how you can avoid this, or at least improve it, so you're not, yeah, you don't have to go through all the punch intended shit every time when you go for a run. So my first tip that I want to give to you is to try to plan your routes. So when I'm going for a run, for example in a city or something, and I haven't been able to go to the toilet before, then I go specifically to places that I know will have a restroom. This can be a bar or a restaurant that I know that I can go to, or a public restroom, or maybe a friend's place or something. But I plan my route according to where I can go to the toilet. Also very important for this, in Spain it's not always like this, but I know in Belgium, if you're using the toilet of a restaurant or something, most of the time you have to pay something. So just put a couple of coins already in your running pants, and then you're sure that you will have money with you if you would have to go to the toilet. The second tip, think about what you eat before you go for a run. So for example, caffeine is a no-go. If you're drinking a cup of coffee, try to do it yeah, experiment a little bit with it, because I cannot really say like try to do it because for me personally, like if I drink coffee even like an hour before, I have to go. But then some people, like if they drink coffee, like they need like 2 or 3 hours before, or so that really depends, and you need to like experiment a little bit with it. But then also like certain foods that are high in fiber that can stimulate the bowel movements are better to be avoided. But then also like products super high in sugar, so in glucose, are also better to be avoided, because what happens if you have like glucose, then also your blood levels will rise. So there is a possibility that you will have to go to the toilet as well. So try to, first of all, don't drink caffeine before you go. Don't eat things that are too high in sugar, or things that are very high in fiber. And then the third tip that goes a little bit with the tip that I just mentioned before is to also allow your body time to digest food before you're going for a run. So around like 2 or 3 hours is enough. This is not only to not have the feeling that you're running on like a full stomach, but to also give your body the time to already digest it, and maybe to already go to the loo, because that is already like my fourth tip, is to, before you go to your training, to put yourself on the toilet and to see if you might have the urge to go to the toilet. It might be that you think like, I don't have to go, I'm not trying it. But sometimes what happens, because your body associates the little room with going to the toilet, that if you put yourself on it, that the urge might actually result in an action. So that's why I would really advise to, even if you don't feel like it, just put yourself on the toilet for, I don't know, like 5 minutes or something, and see if it comes. And another tip that I also always use if I'm going for long distances is that I put like the monthly bandage for like if women have their menstruation, that I always use it. If I just have to like pee, or there's some like leakage or something, that yeah, I don't have to stop, or that it's not like irritating me. Obviously, if I have to do like a big toilet, like a toilet number 2, it's not working, but at least it helps a little bit. So these are tips to avoid having to go. But what do you do when you need to poo? Then first of all, and this is super important, try to not hold it too long, because this will cause hemorrhoids. And if you don't know what hemorrhoids are, don't look it up, because it's horrible. But these are like swollen veins in the anus and or your rectum. So what happens if you're holding them too long, like you get those, and then sometimes you even need to have an operation to get them removed. So that's also why I'm saying like this whole subject is actually really important for your health. So yeah, if you feel the urge, try to find a solution where you can go, because your health is way more important than maintaining a certain amount of pace or completing a certain amount of distances. If you're running in a city, try to look for a nearby cafe or restaurant or whatever. People are not, I mean, they're not villains. They will let you enter. Most of the time you have to pay, but I mean, your health is always more important, and an operation at the end will cost you more. If you're running more in the fields or something, try to look for a location, for example, like a tree or like some kind of bush or something that you can use. I know this is not the most comfortable way, but walking around with hemorrhoids is a lot less comfortable. So really try to get yourself over the fact of doing it in nature. And then also, like 2,000, 3,000 years ago, we only did it in nature. So really, this is super important to not hold it too long. And yeah, these are the best pieces of advice that I can actually give to you, because at the end of the day, there's no real magic trick. I mean, you can always use Imodium, but that's also not super healthy if you keep on using it. The good thing is that the more you go running, the better your body will be trained to it. So the less the impulses will be, and the less likely you will be to have to sprint to the toilet. So that's like one silver lining in this whole story. But yeah, as with everything, your gut needs training. So it's better to also just accept it, try to avoid it, try to use these tips. And yeah, then I wish you the best of luck. Also, if you have some other tips that you do want to share, leave them in the comment below. If you like this video, do a thumbs up. And if you also have some other suggestions that you want to have a video about, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.